warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So here, I would like to describe my final test in discourse analysis. Let me introduce. My name is Haerat with ID number 2041200013, student of UIN Aludin Makassar. So, the final test, there are several questions in this final. So, the first question, we move to the first question is about the position of relationship between discourse analysis. So, the answer is the relationship between linguistic and discourse lies in the object of study. So the object of study in discourse is language itself. So the second question is about differences between discourse analysis and error analysis. Okay, the second question is about the difference between discourse analysis and then error analysis. So the difference between discourse analysis and error analysis in linguistics is that discourse analysis is the study of the way language is used between people, whether in written text or spoken situation, while the error analysis is an explanation errors based on language components or constituents linguistic, and the linguistic components include phonology, syntax, morphology, and semantic. Okay, the third question I will answer is about what I know about discourse analysis and communicative competence, language forms and function, and then discourse patterns. So, the first is discourse analysis. Discourse analysis in the interdisciplinary study, which has very close relationship with linguistics, sociology, and anthropology. So, this study leads students to the philosophy, communication and education, exploration and investigation of socially used texts and thoughts. And then the second is communicative competence. Communicative competence is a person's ability to speak. People who can speak fluently and confidently in a public are often said to have a good communication competence. And then the third is language form. So language form is all about the structure of language. For example, vocabulary, syntax, and grammar all play key roles in how well a function performs. And the language function, I think about what the end goal will be. Student will be speaking or writing or something, or sometimes but so which language forms should I sprinkle to the unit to support student in reaching that goal. And then the last is about discourse pattern. Discourse patterns is the discourse pattern or the lexical arrangement of ideas of an expository text or of an oral presentation for informational purpose will vary depending on the culture and the native language of the writer or speaker. And then the number 4 is about what are the spoken in discourse analysis. So the scope of discourse analysis is to understand language used in real life. Therefore, discourse analysis focuses on language effects and purpose by studying various languages and constructing their meaning in various contexts. And then the number 5 is about micro and micro analysis, cohesion reverse, grammatical device, and lexical device. So, what is it's all about? So, the first is micro and macro analysis. Macroanalysis is the scope outside of sentence with main elements that I think I don't remember, while microanalysis is microanalysis that has definition, small, invisible, or small parts of something that is defined. And then the second is cohesion. Cohesion refers to the way in which a text is tied together by linguistic device such as grammar and vocabulary. A text said to have coherence if its constituent sentences are constructed in an orderly fashion so that the reader can make the sense of the entire text. And then the third is grammatical device. So grammatical device can be understood as device used to create coherence in text, and the devices are called grammatical cohesion. Grammatical cohesion consists of power types, namely substitution, ellipse, reference, and conjunction. And the The fourth is lexical device. Lexical device refers to vocabulary used to create cohesion in text. The vocabulary is the code carrying out the function of lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion refers to the achieving coherence in the text due to the selection of vocabulary. And then the next question is about how to analyze text patterns in discourse analysis. So text patterns can help the readers to see close relationship from one to another, which can be used to interpret the text to gain comprehension. And then from writer's standpoint, knowledge of the text patterns allows the writers to satisfy their readers with a natural English text structure. And then what I know in analyzing text patterns in there are how to. The first one is determine the main topic of a specific discourse, and then the second is do review discourse strategies or include argument strategy, and then third is analyze real meanings in language as well as deep linguistic meanings in another form. Okay, the last question is about how to analyze sentence patterns in discourse analysis. So there are two meanings in sentence patterns, namely them and grim. Them and grim are two terms that indicate the way in which message is conveyed as the point of departure of a message. So them is given information which has already been mentioned somewhere in the text, and then grim is the remainder of the message in clause in which them is developed. That is to say, grim typically contain unfamiliar or new information. Okay, I think that's the result of my final test in discourse analysis. I hope you can enjoy my answer, and yes, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.